Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. When it comes to insomnia, as in many other aspects of life, it is helpful if you can look at the glass as half full. However, what is even more helpful is if you can reach a stage when you're not even checking. Super excited having you back here, and a special welcome to David and Samar, who I saw subscribed today. If somebody has a YouTube channel, then I get a notification. I see the name. So I saw David and Samar had subscribed. Welcome to you. Hope you'll find something helpful here. Today we're going to talk about this proverbial glass that can be looked at as either half full or half empty. Now, I thought about this morning, and I think it'll bring a lot of value to you. If you're completely new to the channel, then some of the concepts may be a little too advanced, and in that case, I think you can still watch this and learn from it, but you can go back to the first episodes and learn kind of the basics. But this was thought of as somebody that has maybe started using CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, and is either kind of getting better or maybe struggling a little bit in the beginning. And now, going back to the glass, of course, seeing it as half full is being positive, half empty as being negative. In general, it's always better, anything in life, typically it's better to see it as half full, but it can be hard. But I want to give you an example of what I think is the second best thing when it comes to insomnia, which is looking at the glass as half full. So for example, if you had you started using CBTI, you may have done better, but then you have a really bad night, you only sleep like 3.5 hours or something like that. Then that's an example of when the second best thing is to look at that, try to be positive. And how can you do that? Well, two examples are, if you have a really poor night, you're going to wake up early, you haven't slept that much, and you're going to be awake for a long time until your sleep window begins, until you can go to bed. That long episode of wakefulness will build a strong sleep drive, and the sleep drive can help you sleep. So the next night might be better. It's always good not to have expectations, but still, considering that poor night can turn into a better night the following evening, that is one way of looking at the glass as half full. Another, taking the same scenario, another way is to say, if you can get through that day after a poor night, and do fairly well, kind of staying positive, being active, etc., then you can start fearing sleepless nights less, because that day didn't affect you as much as you thought it would. And that can make you fear sleepless nights less. That is a big step towards overcoming insomnia. So that's another way of like turning a lemon into lemonade, or looking at the glass as like half full. Something good can come out of that. But what is even better, this is for the deep insight, what is even better than looking at the glass as half full is not even checking, not even thinking about the glass, not even, being particularly interested if it is half full or half empty. And so what am I talking about there? Well, a lot of people overcome insomnia when they no longer care that much, when they are preoccupied, or they stop monitoring so much. They're taking a step back. They're not really checking so much, how much did I sleep? They're not checking how many times did I wake up. And how can you get there? Well, it is very difficult. For most people, it's about like just sticking to CBTI, doing the work, and eventually that kind of comes naturally. If it doesn't, if you're still like doing a lot of monitoring, like how do I sleep? How am I feeling? Then replacing that is the best thing you can do. Meaning, staying like really preoccupied, like, meeting friends, going out, staying active, so that you don't really have time to check the glass, Not an easy concept here, but I still think it's a very important one, and I hope it was helpful. I want to sneak one more thing in here, which is a really interesting thing. When I was working on this app that I'm still working on, by the way, that I hope at some point will be really helpful for insomnia, I had friends test it, and you feed into it like what time you go to bed, what time you get up, and then it asks you like how much did you sleep. And it was really interesting. I remember actually a family member that said, can't it just calculate this for me? Like, I don't know how much I slept. It was very interesting to me because I'm so used to talking to people with insomnia that always know, pretty often down to the minute how much they sleep. But she had no clue, and that's again, like if you don't have any problem sleeping, you don't even look at the glass, and of course that is somebody that hasn't had any problems, but still, that's good to remember that a reason actually a lot of most people don't have trouble sleeping is that they're not monitoring so much, So again, I completely understand that's you can't just decide not to check the glass, but I think it's still an important concept, and I hope this was helpful to you. So if you have any questions regarding this or anything else, please leave a comment or send me an email, daniel@insomniainsight.co, and look forward to having you back here real soon. Until then, take it easy.